All right, Shalom. First off, I want to start off by saying all praises, honor, and glory due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. That's all praises to who the world ignorantly calls God and Jesus Christ. You know, the true names in the Hebrew is Yahweh for the Heavenly Father and Yahushai for his beloved Son. Also, I want to say double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone and peace and mercy to the hopeful elect, preaching his word in truth and sincerity. I'm the brother Tazaban, the Great Millstone, Arizona camp, Lord will, with another video to edify. I wanted to go on this topic, man, because it's all going to tie back into the mark of the beast. There's a reason why these nations, not only because of sanctions, are going into these digital currencies, man. It's because there's about to be a great reset. And that great reset is also dealing with the structure of this world, man. It's dealing with the structure of your money, and directly tying into money is what the scriptures talk about the mark of the beast would do. So I'm going to read a little bit of this. I got a second one, and I'll go into some precepts. It says, Russia may launch pilot testing of its national digital currency in Crimea. The Crimean Peninsula could be the first Russian region to use the digital ruble, which may help local businesses bypass sanctions. The head of the State Duma Committee on the Financial Market, Anatoly Aksakov has revealed. It says Aksakov said he had already discussed the project with Crimean IT specialists, including its possible use for transactions with both domestic Russian firms and external market. To the official, it says, according to the official, this could become a way to overcome restrictions Crimea is facing after it rejoined Russia in 2014. You see, this is going to be a way that it'll be part of the whole global scheme of buying and selling. You know, so these people that you call prophets and teachers that aren't speaking about this, why aren't they speaking about this? The scriptures tell you not to be ignorant of anything in the small or great matter. This is another one. It says Chinese President Xi proposes global health QR code system to revive coronavirus battered trade and travel. It says, speaking during the G20 summit, Chinese President Xi Jinping promoted the idea of introducing global recognized health QR codes, saying it would help to restore Crown Royal hit international trade and travel. It says, while containing the disease, we need to restore the secure and smooth operation of global industrial and supply chain. Of the global industrial supply chain, Chinese leaders told the G20 summit late on Saturday, while advocating the need to reduce tariffs and barriers and liberalize the trade in crucial medical supplies. You see, so they're coming up with a whole system that takes away that paper trail. You know, without this, you're not going to be able to function. Without this, you cannot take part of this world. And this is what Esau and all these nations are plotting and planning. Remember, this is the same thing they did with the Tower of Babel. Because under this banner, everybody will be one. You will have one number. Everybody will have this. And you'll either get a lot or a little. This is how that system goes. When you watch that movie Hunger Games, at the beginning of it, bro, that movie hits hard. I suggest brothers to rewatch that. Because what happened? They had the new technological industrial revolution, and they just stripped everybody down to bare bare tasked to keep it going. Everything was automated. So what? All you needed was people to sit here and uh collect resources, and that's it. You know? And that's exactly what Esau is going to try to do in this new system. You know? So I'm going to get into a few scriptures, and hopefully all this is edifying to give you understanding of what's going on. 2 Ezra 15:1 says, "Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, say Yahweh." So that's what we're supposed to speak, the words of prophecy, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Because no matter what, the Lord sat there and said that when he could swear by no other, no greater, he swore by his own name. So the Lord's name is on these prophecies, man. You know, this is what we're supposed to be speaking to the people. This is Isaiah 42. And 9, it says, "Behold, the former things," I started 8, "I am Yahweh, that is my name, and my glory will I not give to another, neither my praise to graven images. Behold, the former things are come to pass, and new things do I declare. Before they spring forth, I tell you of them." And that's what prophecy is to say before. Pro, meaning before. Phasai, meaning to say. Saying before. That's exactly what prophecy is, and that's what we're doing. The former things came to pass. We can go into the history and show you the prophecies that have come to pass. We can break down those things to you. Those things have come to pass, and new things do we declare before they come upon this world. We're telling you of these things. We told you that lockdowns and martial law will hit off. We told you that racial tension will increase to the point where it's going to be a racial riot. We told you that America would stop being seen as that great place in the earth. These things are already happening. So what? Now we're telling you now that they're going to crash this dollar. They're going to bring in a new system. This Crown Royal uh inoculation is going to be the catalyst for the mark of the beast, which is the RFID micro implantable device to put in your hands, man, or in your forehead, as the scriptures say. This is Jeremiah 28:8. And so these are the things that prophets would prophesy about. Jeremiah 28:8, "The prophets that have been before me, before thee of old, prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and pestilence." And what they're going to do when they want to introduce this new system with these QR codes and with these QR codes and how do I say it? With the QR codes, and also with these cryptocurrencies, nationalized cryptocurrencies. And I said this about a year and a half ago, that they're going to push forward to make their own digital currencies to bypass those sanctions. I said this I said this like a year and a half ago, man. And look, it's going down. You already have Venezuela with uh, the El Peso, La Peso or El Peso, and that's their digital cryptocurrency. So what? Now you're gonna have more and more nations roll out with this. Why? Because they're pushing forth this new system, man. This is Habakkuk 2. Habakkuk 2:1. "I will stand upon my watch and set me upon a tower, and I will watch to see what he will say unto me, what I shall answer when I am reproved." And Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. And that's what we're doing, man. We're writing a vision. The vision's already been written, and we're in the time now where no new visions are being written. We're just making it plain, man. We're expounding upon it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. And we're near the end, so now all these things are speaking. More and more countries coming up with digital currencies. More and more countries coming up with this Maxine and the RFID implantable mark, where you won't be able to function without it. How do you think they're going to store all this information to make it readily available at an instant to sit here and see whether or not you got a Maxine? And we have to use these things because Esau is a damn devil. And what? We can't say without Esau sitting here, trying to use his algorithm to shut us down, man. This is Esau, man. This is his kingdom. He's the prince of the power of air. So what? Because we're sitting there talking against it, it's becoming a revolutionary act. But at the same time, these things were written before time, and they're going to come to pass. This is Revelation 13. This is Revelation 13, and I started at 15. It says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. And what is the image to the beast? What you got to understand what the beast is first. You know, they're putting when you go into an image, it speaks to how it's being implemented. An image is very important to how people view you. It says that the image of the beast, and the beast is NATO and the EU, because in the old world there were the seven heads, talking about the beast with 7 heads and 10 horns. Those are all Edomite rulerships, which are the 7 heads. You have Germania Major, the Romans, French, the Spanish, Germania Minor, the British, and the Greeks. These are all Edomite empires, right? And now, who did that all come back in? Who are all those countries back as today? NATO, the EU. The EU would be all the 7 heads together, and then when you put America with it, which is the great whore that rideth upon the beast, now you have NATO. You know, this is what that beast is. So that beast, that whole conglomerate of all these nations, made an image and a mark so that people would worship that same thing. And for you Israelites to try to act like, the mark of the beast isn't mentioned in the Old Testament. It doesn't have to be mentioned in the Old Testament. The same spirit is coming back, because you have to understand, in Daniel's the 3rd chapter, Daniel's 3, and I started at 4. It says, then the herald cried aloud, to you it is commanded, O people, nations, and languages, that at what time ye should hear of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, pastry, dulcimer, and all kinds of music, ye fall down and worship the golden image that Nebuchadnezzar the king has set up. So everybody had to worship that image. And what was the image? It was something to be admired, something to be followed, and that's what Esau's setting up now with the mark. Let me get you an image. So here's that mark of the beast that you have to bow down to take, to show your allegiance and your worship unto the image and that lifestyle that they're going to try to push on you. You'll have to get this implanted into your hand or your forehead. This is the new version of that statues in Daniel, the 3rd chapter. So back in Daniel 3 and 6, and it says, and whoso falleth not down and worship worship shall the same hour be cast into the midst of a burning furnace. And this is exactly what they're going to do with this RFID microchip. It's in the same spirit. Remember, this place is called the daughter of Babylon. The daughter of Babylon. So it's coming in the stead of Babylon, and it's doing all those things just in a little bit different fashion. So back in Revelation 13 and 15, it says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And exactly what was happening in Daniel, right? And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And that mark, when you go into that name, and remember, it went into buying or selling. You won't be able to buy or sell, let alone travel around, if you don't have this chip. And it's going to be your identification, man, because when you go into that word mark, I'll get it right now in the blue letter. Bookmark this. All right. I want to lose my chapter, man. This is Revelation 13. Down at 16, we'll get that word mark, because you have to go into these words to understand this. Remember, people don't speak like they did now years ago. So that word for mark is the Greek 5480 choragma, which means a stamp and imprinted mark. A mark of a stamp on the forehead and the right hand as a badge of the followers of the Antichrist, which is really more than one Antichrist. The scriptures say even now there are many Antichrists. Anybody who goes against the Lord's words in Yahushua is an Antichrist. It says the mark branded upon horses, thing engraved, sculpted, or graven work. So it's a brand. So what you've taken is going to brand you. Now when you go into the root word of Karagma, it takes you to Karax, which goes into the pel or stake of palisade, which goes into the delivery method. Right here. You see how it's shaped? Shaped just like a stake. A wooden stake shaped just like it. This is what John the Revelator was seeing, because remember, John the Revelator, he did not he didn't know what this stuff was. That stuff wasn't back there, man, in his time. So all he could use was his words that he knew and his own experience that he knew to explain these things. So he said he saw a peller stake, which was that delivery method for this, right? You can see it right there too. See? There's your delivery method right there. Shaped just like that peller steak. Right? You have your tip right here, and you have the rest of the body of the peller steak. You know, this is what John the Revelator was seeing, bro. So when you go a little deeper, the root word for Karax is what? G1125, which means graphel, which goes into the data compiling of it. It says to write with reference to the form of letters, that delineate or form letters on a tablet, parchment, paper, or other material to write with reference to contents of the writing, to express in written characters, to commit to writing. Things not to be forgotten, write down, recorded. And that's what it's going to do. They'll be able to put your ID, your health records, everything on that chip. Your bank account information. This is where your money will come into. It goes right into the buying or selling. You know, and this is one of the last few prophecies that have to happen, man. And it's going to happen. It's going to be implemented on a grand scale. And if you take this, you will be scrubbed off the face of the earth. This is Revelation 13:7. It says, "In that no man might buy or sell, save he that hath the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name." So you're not going to be able to buy or sell unless you have that chip, man. You know, and if you take Esau's RFID, that is it. You're going to be scrubbed off of existence. Let me get, I believe it's Revelation 14. Yeah, Revelation 14 and 9, it says, "And the third angel followed, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in the name of in his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand." So if you worship that image, if you bow down and you get that brand put on you and in you, it says, "The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb." So if you take that, that's it, man. There ain't no coming back. You've been thoroughly warned. Everybody's coming in contact with these videos, man. You've been thoroughly warned. So Lord willing, this is edifying. I'm going to say, call Allah, Yahweh, Bashim, Yahshai, Bashim, Rakakada, Shalom.